Welcome everyone to Wizards pregame. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. joining us live from Capital One Arena. As you guys can see, Wizards are they went on a two-game win streak, snapped by the Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday night. Minnesota beat Washington 141-115. I get over to the channel to see Cardell and Ray break down that game a little bit more in depth. Tonight, Washington wraps up their latest three-game homestand with the Orlando Magic. This is the second time this season these two teams have met. They'll meet four times total within the same division. The Magic won the first matchup November 1st, 125-94 at Capital One. Orlando's coming off a 135 to 127 win over the Pacers. The Magic are 20 and 16, tied with the Heat atop the Southeast Division. On the injury front, the Magic will be without Mo and Franz Wagner, and they also won't have Jalen Suggs. Washington will be without Keyshawn George, Corey Kispert, and Cam Whitmore. So, Cardell, what do the Wizards need to do tonight to even this series at one game apiece before the remaining two games shift to Orlando?
Well, first of all, bring the defense that they brought over this span where they won 4 out of 5 games. Um, let's call it what it is. Minnesota took it to them. So they got a lot of work to do. They got to reestablish that and bring that. Also, guard Orlando without putting them on the free throw line. They're first in the league in makes and first in the league in attempts. They rely on getting to the line a lot. They're not the most efficient team when they get there. They only make 78% of their free throws, 16th in the league. But if you get enough of them, it won't matter. So the Wizards have to guard them without putting them on the line, which is the thing for every night, but definitely tonight because they rely heavily on that to score. Orlando does. Paulo Banchero, he hasn't had the type of season that he's normally had, but one thing he's great at, finishing around the rim and drawing fouls. So the Wizards got to be able to keep him out on the perimeter, move their feet, be physical, but be smart. You can't hit him too much. You're going to get to the line, and if you see the ball go in the basket enough times, it could be a problem. We already know that. One thing he's not a good defender. That's something that a lot of people don't realize. So you can attack Banchero defensively a lot. He for whatever reason on that end, he kind of struggles on that end in a variety of ways. So you got to deal with that. Next up, Anthony Black. He's taking the lead this year. It is what it is, man. He's always been an elite playmaker and defender, but now he's got better as a shooter, and he's an elite all-around defender. But offensively, he can make shots now. He can make shots spotting up, curling. We already know he was lethal coming out of college off the bounce, getting to the basket, creating that way. So now that he can play off of guys and still score, and make plays, makes it even more of a threat. And then with his size, being 6'7", you know what I mean? He can guard 1 through 3, and he's a great all-around defender as well. So, that's somebody you got to account for. It's gonna be an interesting test. How the young fellas, all of them trying to eager to prove. So, you're gonna have that kind of tension when they battle one another. Next up, Desmond Bain. We all know he's a capable deep-range shooter, even though I think he's shooting about 35% on the year, which is below his usual around 40% from deep. You know, but the thing about him is, as strong as he is, he's not a good on-ball defender either. You know what I mean? Like, he struggles, but he's good at chasing guys. He's good at navigating ball screens. So you got to be careful with him. And he's handsy, he's physical. But yeah, isolation type things. Getting passes to open shooters that he's guarding, you can pick on him a little bit. So, the Wizards should look to take care of that. And last but not least, Wendell Carter. Ideal finisher inside, but he draws fouls at a high rate. He's one of the main guys along with Banchero, and I know Franz is out. But those are the two guys that get to the line a lot. You got to keep him off the offensive glass. That's what he's great at. He's a great offensive rebounder, and he's great at putbacks and with dunks to layups and 2-3 defenders on them and scoring inside. And if he gets to the line too many times, he could be the key to the game. That's the reason why Magic walk out here with a win. So you got to box him out. Look, he's a big boy, about 6'10", 270. So you got to be physical. Put your big boy hands on there and bang with him, man. You got to keep him off the boards. It is what it is. You got to keep him off the boards. And when he's trying to post up, keep him off the block. Man, push him out to the perimeter make him a perimeter player. That's something he's not as good at offensively. So let that play into your hands. But again, keep him off the glass and make sure you keep him out the paint where he can kill you with lobs and second chance points and rolling to the basket and post ups and all that. You do that, Wizards got a good shot. But once again, all that's predicated off of their defense and their execution on offense. And against Minnesota, neither showed up. So they got to get back to that. And if they get back to that, they give themselves a chance. If they don't, possibly we can see a repeat of what we saw against Minnesota on Sunday.
Right, and like you said, the last time these two teams met, Wendell Carter had a really big impact in that game. He was kind of the unsung hero. I don't think he made player of the game. I can't remember clearly for that go round, but I know he was X factor. There was a stretch in that game late where he was doing the things you were talking about. He was hitting the offensive glass. He was a bully inside, and they couldn't keep him out the paint. And it's imperative for Washington. I know we mentioned it several times. Star and Bagley have to stay out of foul trouble. There's not a there's not a third and fourth big that can come in and spell them and give them minutes when they get in foul trouble. That's huge. And I'm anxious to see who draws the task of Anthony Black. And going back to that, we've been talking about Orlando, their trajectory for years, and him taking the leap has changed things for them. Franz is out, and they're not like in the past when Franz or Paolo's out for stretches, like life is over for them. This time, like they've been able to tread water and try to attack the division because Anthony Black took a freaking leap. Um, and that's somebody where they have to, you talk about this all the time, the scouting report, right? He's putting in enough work where he's moving up the list on the scouting report. Shout out to him for that. But for Washington, you gotta keep him off. You gotta keep him out of this because if he's one of those guys where the games that he's got it going on all three levels offensively, Orlando's rolls. It's just one of those things you can't afford. Carter, you had anything else to add?
Oh, that's it.
All right, man. Those are the keys of the game. You guys enjoy the game, and we'll check with you guys afterwards on Wizards Outlook.